The champion's quest for greatness is never finished. Some say greatness is bestowed upon you by the legacy you leave behind. It is something your peers will anoint you with as you place your gloves in the center of the octagon. But tonight, a champion's quest for greatness will continue as a champion and a challenger from two highly respected camps to battle for the £10 of gold. Entering the challenger, KM Caliber, a formidable opponent to any man's championship reign. The name Caliber couldn't be more fitting for a man whose caliber is above the rest. His ever-growing knowledge of the game and IQ levels are through the roof. His peekaboo style and footwork is second to none and can mix it up on the moment of a dime. He wants to take me down? I mean, what else is he going to do? Stand with me? It'll be a long night if that's his game plan. And those are the words spoken by the Challenger Caliber. But first, he must defeat one man, entering the reigning defending champion, BFAP Dirty Dave. The pound for pound, the best fighter in prime time to this day. Dirty Dave is a wrestling machine, a marauder of men. When Dave gets you down, you stay down. His striking has ever-growing course over his career and is now a well-rounded player who is feared by many. I'm looking to test myself in all aspects of this fight. No mistake about it. His back will hit to the mat and I will take control. Good luck, Caliber. And so, with all that being said, viewers and competitors alike, welcome to a star-studded card that will culminate with an Xbox Championship bout. Welcome to PrimeTime.
What is going on, you beautiful bunch of savages? I'm your host, Cyrus the Looney. I'm bringing you here tonight for PrimeTime 65, another historic card after UFC London, kicking off all the action, continuing late into the evening. We are going to be having, in the commentary booth with me here this evening, the one and only Doctor Who, the Damien Maya main, and of course, PrimeTime Dime. Crocs with socks. How you doing, lads? Hope you're ready for this event.
Man, I'm feeling great right now, Doctor and Cyrus. We got many great fights today. We got Dirty Dave versus KM Caliber. We got BFAP Trixie, who we call the Primetime GOAT, versus ICB the Pug. Not TFA the Pug, but ICB the Pug. We got many other fights. Which fights are you looking forward to the most, Doctor?
I mean, you got the ever mighty GOAT of Trixie in the not the main event, co-main event there, and he's the GOAT PrimeTime, so he's something to look out for. You got the main event itself of Dave versus Caliber, the championship holder. He just recently won it off of his campmate Jakey, and now he's got to fight someone from a different camp in the mighty K and Caliber. He's looking to probably put on a striking clinic against an ever-dominant wrestler of Dirty Dave. You've got Fadnaker making his return, this time against his former campmate F Optics, and so Looney, you got to imagine that he wants to make a statement with that fight.
Yeah, this is a small card as a whole. Each of these fights were put together for a reason. They all hold stakings within Primetime MMA at the moment, all entertaining fighters. And of course, like you mentioned, bit of storylines leading into some of them as well. FD, now Optics, up against FSK Fadnator, not only previous campmates, but friends in real life as well. So a lot of knowledge, a lot of training being done in the lab there, J-Dime, going into that one. But like you said, it's top to bottom, absolute killers. Keza up against CK Sambo in and of itself. Going to be absolute fireworks, but I think that after it's such a long night of fights already, we're not going to waste any time here, lads. We're going to get straight into the very first fight of the prelims. Only 3 prelims here this evening. It is going to be LW Ernesto up against Donamite. These guys have been around the scene for a little while now, Doc. They've been working hard, chipping away at it, and looks like they're trying to get themselves up in those rankings right now.
Yeah, well, Ernesto was previously up in the rankings within the earlier part of the season, competing up at the very top, and he may have had a title attempt against Trixie, if I'm not mistaken. So Ernesto definitely knows the name of the game, how to make the adjustments, and how to get up into those top positions. Now he's looking to restack himself, readjust, and make another move, and against someone like Donamite, who is now a part of the TMF camp, if I'm not mistaken here. So you've got to imagine he's going to be playing with a lot of good strikers and a mixture of wrestlers such as Toasty Toes here, Dime.
Yeah, and are these the picks they are making? Because I see Max Holloway versus Paul Felder. That's interesting if that's what they're actually going to do.
In the
Because
light,
even though it's not featherweight, I don't like fighting Max on this game. I think he is equivalent to God on this game. He's equivalent to Jesus, whatever. He's equivalent to whatever you believe in. He's that. He's that guy, Cyrus.
no, he is that guy, bro. He is that guy. He can put out cardio like no man. Just does not get tired. The amount of strikes, death by 1,000 cuts for sure when you're talking about Max Holloway. But of course, across from him, Iron Lung himself, Paul Felder, the Irish Dragon. I mean, that guy, honestly, he has savage Muay Thai. And if somebody stays calm and disciplined there, Doc, then they may be able to get their hand raised in that sort of, in that sort of kind of fight, because you have to pick somebody like Max apart, utilizing good kicks and range.
Yeah, you have to always manage that range, and that's a crucial aspect of any fights. And against someone like Max, it's only exaggerated just because of how long he is. So if you're a bit out of range, if you're just a bit too close, that boxing can really come in close. And if you're in that kicking range, then Max can really open up with the body kicks, the head kicks as well, and that's kind of your issue here. Overall, if you're Felder, you want to be working that body, digging down low, and then starting to work up top, so it's kind of taking out the base, taking out the bottom of that tower first, then dime to then open up the head.
Yeah, and I think you got to stay out the pocket with Max, but chop his legs down because Max only has like an 87 leg health, so you could take advantage of that, Cyrus. I think he's listening.
Yeah, exactly right. And I mean, obviously, it looks like already Dolomite is trying to return those leg kicks, which can often be a good idea, but somebody like Paul Felder, I believe, has iron checks as well, or whatever it's called. So, obviously, one nicely timed check from Ernesto, who seems to be approaching this very, very calm and kind of calculated. Although the combinations, Doc, from Max Holloway are a bit frightening, man. Every time he throws one, you know there's another 3 or 4 to come behind it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the issue of Holloway and his general style. The boxing combos are just relentless every time, but instead, though, we see Holloway taking it down to the ground. Does get defended by Paul Felder. Felder implementing that jab straight. He's kind of hovering around that black line, which I suppose is a good idea. He just needs to make sure that if he does want to hold that position, he doesn't get pushed too far back and ends up against the cage here, Dime.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I like the pace they're fighting in it. It's a real steady pace. It's not too frantic. They're both cool, calm, collected right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're approaching this very, very nicely, quite clearly. As we mentioned at the beginning of the match, they are seasoned veterans at this stage, have been around for quite some time, and as a result have had the time that there's, needed to kind of settle those nerves in some of these big spot, like on a card like this, Doc, as Paul Felder now decides to wrestle, slams Max Holloway down and is in a fairly dominant position within 2 minutes of this first round.
Yeah, indeed. You saw Holloway shoot a takedown earlier. Now, though, Felder's the one on top. Does decide to disengage, probably due to the get-up risk there, and end up in a more submissive position. Now going back to those leg kicks again, working the general power of Max Holloway, which already is quite low. So you got to imagine if you work that base really well and you get that leg blinking, Holloway's going to have a very hard time trying to piece anything together to get the power to knock you out here, Don.
Yeah, I agree. And Max is piecing up Paul Felder on the low, too. Max with the leg kick, too. One check would do him dirty, Cyrus. One leg check.
Yeah, really, really good, man. But every time Dolomite goes down low, right, it's just like the way that he works behind his jab in between it just seems to find the mark over and over again. And we mentioned it, right, he doesn't really have that one-hitter quitter, but death by 1,000 cuts seems to be the recipe to success, Doc, once again for Dolomite if he can continue this with Max.
It does seem to be the success, but he needs to get that jab a bit more out there. Every time he's only doing it on 1 or 2 occasions. We saw earlier that he got the jab out and he was able to piece a lot of stuff together, but that's the current issue. If he wants to really start going ahead in this fight, get on that jab, get on your bike, and just pressure your opponent. Your Max Holloway, you can take a beating. You've just got to be able to dish out, and the best way to dish out with someone like the best boxer in the UFC is getting in that boxing range and making sure they can't back out of it here, Don.
Yeah, and what did Cyrus say about Max? It's a death by what?
1,000 cuts, brother. Death by 1,000 cuts.
You know what it's equivalent to? What's that? When you're having a pillow fight, if someone hits you with a pillow, it don't hurt. But if they hit you a certain amount of times, it starts to hurt, and that's what Max does. You think he don't hit hard? Well, it don't matter how soft he hits. If he hits you 100 times in a row, Cyrus, you're going to feel that.
Yeah, bro, that repetition continues to mount up on you, Max Holloway. He ain't no pillow puncher, but god damn, I mean, he's starting to connect right now. Got Ernesto's block down. Ernesto continues to chop at the leg, trying to go up help there, Doctor, but he gets rocked by Dolomite once again.
That's a lovely bit of combinations there. Does go a bit more straight down the line as soon as he stuns in. Probably wants to get a read on that, done by the fact of Felder was kind of moving his head off the centre line. So if they're going down the centre line, it would be more effective to throw the hooks. As you can see, both of them working the leg kicks a bit more. Both of them working that centre line very nicely. But if they really want to have success here, maybe look for a couple of slip straights here as well.
Yeah, hey, this is a good fight. And Max's leg is starting to be hurt. But I think Paul Felder needs to disguise the leg kicks better. He needs to go away from the leg kicks for a while and then go back to it.
Yeah, as you say that, he goes right back. God damn! He gets chopped up. That left leg mincemeat at the moment, but Donamy just seems to be angered by it and gets his head held in the similar position there, Doc.
Whoa! Cartwheel kick?
Cartwheel kick in retaliation of a knee, gets him straight down. Then we see the ground and pound physique of Holloway have some success. Maybe looks to go further within the grappling, but a get up is just as welcomed, it seems. Does go for a bit of a one shot and then comes back up here though, Don.
Yeah, but like, nice reversal. This is what I would think. He hit him with a cartwheel kick a few seconds earlier. I thought he would make that read. I didn't know he'd end up dropping him with it, Cyrus.
Yeah, of course, bro, of course. It's the mad thing about mixed martial arts, right, is there's so many possibilities in this game, and you wouldn't expect this in a Paul Felder v Max Holloway fight, but they're having some nice exchanges on the mat as well there, Doc. Does manage to find his way back to the feet for the moment. Quick switch of stance and looks to be reset with another minute or so left in the second round. Good work.
Oh! Yep, a head kick following suit. Fantastic job. The cartwheel seems to open up a lot of striking capabilities. Moved his head off that centre line, like I was saying earlier, and got the head kick to follow suit. The head health still blinking. Holloway down to up 2 knockdowns within the second round. Fairly close first, but you've got to imagine Felder's still in this if he can get back up.
Yeah, that's a big if right now because honestly, this fight, or fighting in general, sports, it's about big moments, and he needs one big moment to turn the momentum around, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. He does. There's not a lot of time left in this round, so I think maybe survival mode is where his mind is going to be at this moment as he works his way back to his knees and can maybe now stand his opponent up against the cage. But it has been trying waters. But as Jay Dimes said, he just needs one clear-cut opportunity to turn the entire tides of this fight and potentially go for a finish. Nice 60-second recovery, Doc. It'll go a long way here.
Yeah, 60-second recovery. It's also the fact of in between rounds, it just completely stops the momentum, and that's one of the biggest aspects of being able to then get back on your pedal bike during the course of a fight. Is this you have this break, you have no momentum leading into it, and so you have to restart yourself, re-figure out where you are, re-establish your range, and if you get that done quickly like Holloway did at the beginning of that second round, you'll have a lot of success getting those 2 knockdowns. But if you're not, then you're going to be in a very difficult position here, Don.
Yeah, and me personally, I have Max up 2-0 right now. I think Paul Felder needs a finish. That last round, I think he dropped him twice. It could be a 10-8 if I were judging it, Cyrus.
You very well could be right, especially under the new criteria. This damage obviously plays a big factor in the way that the judges score it. There's been so much action in this, kind of fight. I don't know if the judges are gonna have to come into play in this one here, Doc. But these guys are so both very durable. I wouldn't put it past it. I just expect these guys to go hell for leather for the next 5 minutes non-stop.
Well, quick run down the stats. Jesus. Holloway not giving me a time to go down it, and he's going past that block using that full amount of stamina to his own extent. I was about to mention that Holloway has no full stamina, and he hasn't lost a single inch even after the last 10 minutes. Now, Felder coming back, which is kind of risky for something. He just got dropped and his head up and blinking. Holloway looking for Felder to come into the pocket at a moment's notice here, but so far, neither a bit iffy on the engagement here, though.
And Max Holloway is... Oh, never mind. I was about to say he's doing all he wants. Never mind. This is what Paul Felder needs, bro. He's down 2-0, and maybe he can drop him. Never mind, Cyrus. You can talk. Oh my God.
This is madness.
Now going to the ground around, but this engages.
No, honestly, he just wanted him back on his feet. He can feel that the momentum is starting to go in his favor. He did get cracked a moment ago, but you can obviously see his opponent's head health is very low. It's only gonna take 1 or 2 more and another cartwheel kick lands. I cannot believe he's gone for 3 of them, Jay, and they've all landed, brother. How?
he's 2 out of 3 for drops. He's dropped him twice with a cartwheel kick. Like, you gotta make the read eventually, Doc.
You do have to make the read eventually, but it seems like Felder's having a bit of difficulty, but instead, the hook just piles him into the ground, and Felder is knocked out, taking the judges out of the decision.
Mate, like, he didn't just get knocked out there, Jay. I mean, he went stiff, bro. That body, you could hear the impact, just fucking flatline, man. Flatline. On the first fight of this evening, good action, and a heavy left hand. Who said he didn't hit hard again, Jay?
I don't know, because he just went limp. It looked like he died out there.
Fuck, man. God damn. Don't sleep on Donna meat. God damn, bro. God damn. That's a good first fight for him, though. I mean, I think I saw at the beginning, of course, there was some ping, right? There was a high ping, but it didn't seem much of an impact there, Doc. I mean, it seemed pretty smooth when we were watching from this.
It seemed pretty smooth. Any ping issues there were maybe felt more on the fighting than maybe the button inputs, but that's sometimes the way it goes. Overall, though, fantastic fight there. Donami had a successful time. He looked a bit shaky in the first round. Looked like Felder could find his way through, but apart from that, it was a very steady, very calm pace. That second round was where he really started getting momentum, Jay, and then that third, he just took it and wiped the floor with Felder.
Well, and
you said it.
Look, Jay, there's not really kind of much to say in terms of the kind of entire structure of the card, because we've already spoken about it. A little bit left. I know that a lot of people have been looking forward to seeing these guys being thrown down, and these guys up next are 2 guys I'm not 100% certain, but I think you're pretty familiar with, because they're on the PlayStation side of things. Megatoni up against NM Proxer. Sure that you're interested in this one, my man. Welterweight, both guys known for their striking. Should be a very fun one.
Yeah, we seen Proxer fight. Who did he fight last week? He was doing good and they came back. I remember the fight. I just don't remember who he fought, but he started off really well, and there's something he can build from.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, getting a bit of momentum, as you've spoken to kind of in past events there, Jay, that it really, really builds a lot, not only for your confidence in the way that other people look at you, right? Your opponents kind of view you there, and as a result, kind of sometimes that can impact their results, because when you're up against a phenom, when you're up against somebody that's running hot, you know that they're going to be coming at you 100%.
Here we go. Anthony Pettis versus Conor the Notorious McGregor. This is what I would do. If I'm Conor, I'm taking my foot and putting it in the middle of that cage. I'm not taking a back step, because you got to crowd the kicker. You don't want him throwing them kicks, because it's really hard, especially with Anthony Pettis' footwork, Cyrus.
Yeah, it definitely is, man. He can get very creative with them, but of course, he's going to have to set it all up. The boxing can be a little bit of a problem if Conor McGregor turns it up early, but the good front kick, Doc, keeps him honest. Doesn't seem to stop his forward momentum, though.
Yep, McGregor already getting that jab established, that straight following close behind. So does a hook, getting out the way of that kick. Pettis having a bit of difficulty trying to find that range, and McGregor, as you mentioned, Jay, just is crowding it. Lovely little back step there, knee follows suit as well, trying to work that body, ruining the iffy gas tank of Conor McGregor, digging down low in retaliations. And both of these guys are just putting them on a momentous pace, having no filling out process here.
That's a crazy pace they're fighting at. Oh, nice. And that's going to add up. Those body kicks and them knees, if Anthony Pettis can time Conor coming in, that's going to add up, because he's fighting at a frantic pace right now, Cyrus.
Yeah, he's doing fantastically, attacking the body, a lot of teeps, trying to maintain the range and trying to stop that forward momentum. He does worry me a little bit with a lot of these lunging side steps. One well-timed right or left hand from Conor McGregor could end his night, but he hasn't made the read yet, Doc, and as a result, Megatoni's able to be incredibly elusive up to this stage.
Yeah, he's playing very elusive, especially in someone with McGregor's footwork. Makes it even more impressive. I'll say that McGregor does land that body kick, and that seems to be what he wants to be aimed for, gassing out Pettis before he gasses out, and then that allows him to take a bit more slower pace, slow it down. And I think generally this fight needs to be just a bit slower, at least in the favour of McGregor, because Pettis is kind of winning this fight and having it in such chaotic nature here, Joe.
Yeah, this is a really good fight so far, but the pace of Conor is crazy right now. I think Anthony Pettis need to just continue taking his time, throwing them teeps, them knees. It's going to add up, and in the second round, then you can press a little forward, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. Obviously, Conor McGregor's such a fast starter, right? That sometimes you just want to kind of almost play second fiddle a little bit and attack that body, as you mentioned, try to slow him down and then really start to turn it up over the course of the fight. But excellent takedown defense from Proxer. I mean, I wasn't expecting the shot from Pettis there, Doc, so I can't imagine he was.
No, you got to imagine that Pettis does have the good grappling though, so grappling with Pettis isn't a bad idea. The subs are there, the rubber guard if you do get reversed, so it's all a very viable idea, but and just a plain shot like that, maybe not the most expected hit time.
Yeah, but the stamina getting closer now because Anthony Pettis is being drawn into a Conor fight. Sometimes you gotta fight your ego and just fight at your pace. Just because he's fighting fast, don't fight fast with him, Cyrus.
Yeah, I feel like he was doing a good job of that earlier, as you mentioned, right down, but sometimes you can get kind of a little bit mesmerized or hypnotized by the frantic pace of your opponent, and that seems to have what's happened towards the latter end of this first round. Conor McGregor really starting to wear on him and land quite a lot of damage, which you can see Anthony Pettis is wearing over that right eye, Doc. An interesting first round.
Lead hook counters there, evidently thinking he saw the last three cartwheels kicks, all the access they had, but McGregor evidently advised to it, used to it, knows distance, and was out of the way before it could land. Those body kicks, as we're seeing in the highlights there, have played a massive benefit to McGregor's game, constantly digging there, doing the body damage as well as the stand damage, because it's normally when Pettis is walking out the pocket after he's throwing something, so it's just doing hefty chunks of stand reduction here as well.
Well, but like Cyrus, the stamina is close. It's closer than I thought it would be for how many shots Conor done thrown, but he's not whiffing much. Even if you're hitting the block, it's not going to take your stamina. If you make Conor whiff, then you're going to make his arms heavy, Cyrus.
Exactly right. I mean, you lose a lot more of your kind of cardio, your ability to continue to throw if you are making your opponent throw a complete and utter air. Megatoni doing a really good job of maintaining that jab. It's just when he gets pressed up against the cage, QJ, just to throw it back to you, man, he needs to get back to that kind of active sidestepping game, because back pressed up against the cage, Conor McGregor, it's brutal. It is brutal.
Yeah, and I'm worried about Megatoni and Anthony Pettis because he shot takedown from far away a few times, and that's a bad sign to me, Doctor.
Yeah, it's a bad time indeed, and you just can't find your footing here. But that is a massive change of pace. Lovely throw there. Does dig down to the body with a switch kick, and McGregor evidently really impacts it, and then throws a body kick back in retaliation here, Cyrus.
Goddamn, working his body, going up top after it. He has got Megatoni on his bicycle, trying to avoid him. Catching the leg kick as well there. Conor McGregor looking dialed in, J-Dime. And as you said, takedowns now starting to come out of a dominant striker, which could be signs of some frustration and some panic here.
Problem is, they're predictable. He's shot for that same single leg every time, Doctor.
It seems like McGregor's really angry here, just throwing any boxing combo he can. The body, the leg health, already just doing it. Does try a body kick in boxing range, but Pettis doesn't answer back for any type of boxing combinations, showing punishing in there. Right on top of the body kick that stunned him to the body earlier, and now he's going to finish.
It always seems to happen, Jay, man. There's always like one punch in it. You can see that head health being chopped away. These guys surviving once again, but it allows him to now get this rubber guard, reverse the position with a lot of time to work, man. A lot of time.
Yeah, but I'm not going to lie to you. I think Pettis needs a big moment on this ground, because if he would have fought correctly, he could have tired Conor out if he fought a little more patiently and not let him pressure him, Doc.
Yeah, he could have done, but instead, this is where he ended up now, going for the back take. Lovely job there. Does try to do a bit of damage, but ends up disengaging, and now McGregor is pushing the pace again, and with the power of McGregor, even on low stamina, it is something to be feared.
Oh my!
Oh, okay, here we go. Ooh, he gotta take his time. There we go. I was calling for those knees in the first round, bro. You gotta take Conor gas tank away from him, Doc.
You really do take it away from him. But with 10 seconds left in this round, can Pettis survive? It's looking like McGregor's already hunting for the kill. And that is what he does.
God, man. That is, that's the power of Conor is frightening, Jay. Every time I see it. God damn. Prox are doing his damn thing here.
That left hand is from hell. Conor got that left hand. We could say Conor's declining, all that. He still got a hell of a left hand no matter what you say. And the power is the last thing to leave you, Doc.
Yeah, the power is just so immense that you have to work the leg kicks really, and that's one of the biggest ways to counter it. It's just the leg kicks here, Cyrus.
Yeah, for certain, bro. I am thoroughly impressed by Proxer. 3 stuns in total, 1 knockdown, outlanding his opponent by almost double in terms of total and significant strikes there, J-Dime. That's absolutely fantastic. I mean, almost pitching a perfect game because his opponent came game in that first round, but he didn't heed your advice, my man. Didn't heed your advice and kind of got drawn in to Connor's game.
Yeah, and he let Connor cut that cage, walk him down. He got caught stuck in the cage eating combos too many times, Cyrus.
Oh, he really did, brother. Really did. I mean, it's not where you want to be. He was doing a good job with those side steps, but I think the Connor started to make those reads. You know, like early in that first round, started seeing a lot of those side steps, started throwing out a couple of hooks, and that made him a little bit hesitant to continue with that evasive movement that he was quite clearly comfortable with. But nevertheless, that was a fantastic performance from Proxer. Weathered some storms in that fight because he did get rocked once himself with that beautiful spin kick to the body that Anthony Pettis threw out of nowhere. But it takes us on to our featured fight of the prelims over here, Dog, and it's going to be between 2 guys that are very well known within the community at this stage. Of course, it's going to be EK's very own Keza up against CK Sambo in bantamweight. These guys are an absolute pleasure to watch fight. They're entertaining. I think that doesn't quite cover it. I know that Kez has been saying that he is newly focused, trying to prove something in Primetime MMA, trying to get that belt, and he's going to have to go through a gnarly veteran in CK Sambo to do so.
Indeed. Keza, no longer EK, now going joining back with FSK, slight correction to the graphic there. Got missed, sadly. Sambo War, though. Sambo, previously part of the War Camp, a dominant camp. Now, Spartan War, who's our current PS champion. Sambo started over in the PS, came over to Xbox, looked very good, and is now going against someone like a true vet of Keza. Keza is fantastic on the feet. His last win was against Skitch. He had massive issues on the feet, but that's because Skitch is a phenomenal grappler. However, as soon as Skitch jumped into guard to get the finish, he got subbed. Keza's submissions are one to be feared, and that fight proved it all with the guillotine with a McGregor of all things. So now we end up in the bantamweight division of Cody Garbrandt versus Song Yudong. So you're going to expect a boxing match. However, Dime, it could easily get to the feet, and we could easily see a grappling masterclass by either opponent here.
Yeah, and then we see this matchup all the time. Cody and Song Yudong, 2 teammates going at it. So you know they're really familiar with each other. And this is what I think is going to happen. I think if Cody gets stunned early, he's going to turn into a wrestler. Because he don't want to get punched, especially with that chin, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. Exactly right. I mean, look, I'm somebody that personally loves using Cody. One thing to note in this fight is that both of them have that signature backstep that they took out of the game for everybody. So it's a really, really useful tactic if implemented. Doesn't look like these guys want it, though. Just absolute madness is ensuing there. J-Dime not wasting any time. Combinations to the very end.
Jesus, where bloody hell. We've already seen a cartwheel kick. There seems to be the night of cartwheels. Everybody's frustrated over the Aspinall lost, and so instead we're coming out with cartwheels galore here, trying to break each other's legs on the skulls of your opponents. Lovely Superman punch there. Another cartwheel kick in retaliation. Song Yudong digging down to that body, trying to wear that cardio, but again, what's the leg kicks there? It's still engaged in his pocket, and they're just playing like absolute mental men here, Don.
Yeah, they are. And you saying that's why they throwing them cartwheel kicks? Because of Tom Aspinall situation? So people are taking their anger out by throwing cartwheel kicks. Is that what you telling me right now?
Entirely possible. I can't say I wouldn't blame them. That main event was definitely something to be more wanted there, Luna.
Well, nevertheless, brother, I mean, maybe Keza, I have to say, like, obviously, right, Sambo is known for being very, very technical, picking his opponents apart. Keza, coming into this fight, has obviously fought him a number of times, and maybe he feels like a little bit of wildness is what's going to get the job done here this evening, as they have, found their feet, but found their styles matching up in the past. Sorry, Jay. So maybe if he feels that Sambo's the more technical fighter, he's just trying to be wild and use some of Cody's explosiveness to his advantage.
Yeah, something may have been in the scouting report that said he was open for a cartwheel kick, because he's thrown it like 3 or 4 times already, and we're in the first round, Doc.
Well, we've ended up in a bit of the clinch game there. The boxing pedigree doing it.
Another
Leg
one.
kick. No, stops the cartwheel followed by a head kick there. Kez's ill-timed leg cartwheel kick could have really cost him there, but it doesn't, luckily. Now going back to that jab game. But Sambo War is happy to come back with a 3 or 4-piece combo and just cause absolute havoc there. The jabs of both opponents are going ballistic, but Sonya Dong seems to have a real knack for it so far, Cyrus.
Sambo is more than impressing me, man. He is coming out here, making it look like easy work. Keza maybe a little bit bewildered. He said he was focused. Doesn't look very focused, Jay. I mean, this is wild. Why would he be throwing? I've never seen Keza fight like this, brother. Never.
I'm not gonna lie. Somebody paid him under the table if he threw that many cartwheel kicks. Another one! Oh, another one, Doc!
He lands one, does a fantastic job, does slip off to the side, get body kick. He's going to have a bit of an issue with the cardio. He's already reaching hard pace. Hopefully he'll be able to make a good recovery and throw another 16 cartwheel kicks within the second round if it makes it there. But both of these guys are just fighting at a phenomenal pace. Slip hook, uppercut straight, elite hook, heel kick. Just
Yes, mate. What a knockout. Absolute perfection from Sambo, brother. Absolute perfection. That guy came dialed in here this evening, came from PlayStation 2, Xbox, and he wants to make waves, Jay. He wants to make waves, and I think he's just done that, man. I think he's just done that.
Man, I just watched Cody Garbrandt throw a million cartwheel kicks in one game, expecting them to hit somebody.
Cody Garbrandt went full Garbrandt.
Somebody, listen to me. He went past full Garbrandt. That's another level he hasn't attained yet.
Oh, fuck, man. Well. I suppose that Keza was not as focused as he was making out in some of those chats, but I tell you what, Sambo most certainly was, and absolute perfection, man. Pitched 100 in that one. Yeah, I mean, look, last couple of seconds, man, the way he ducked it, Doc, caught that hand at the end, beautiful work.
Jesus, that was fantastic. Just looked in chat and to quote Keza, tried setting a record for cartwheel kicks. Evidently, he did a fantastic job there.
God damn, bro.
God damn, indeed.
Well, talking about wild fights, it's a wildness of a different sort. We're going to be having the one and only ICB's new founder, I believe, or kind of reformation of ICB.
ICB's new founder. We have the two main founders here. We have ICB Lepo beginning out the beginning of the main card, and we have ICB Pug, who's, I believe, a co-founder in the co-main event fighting Trixie here.
Well, ICB Lepo, he's been around the block. He is a guy that has trained with all sorts of different camps in terms of striking-based camps, defensively, offensively, very, very heavily grappling and submission-based camps, and he has a lot of tools at his disposal. He does find himself on this main card spot, which Jay, as you well know, means that he is now able to use 5-star fighters. I get a little bit of a glance ahead, and lightweight means that it looks like he's going Charlie Olives up against his opponent in, B3 Big E, bro. The B3 boys, let me tell you, they are there to knock every single one of their opponents out. No which way. They are survivalists in this game. And, I expect big things. Big E has been with B3 for a long time there, Jay. And you know the staple of their guys. This fight between him and Lepo should be fireworks all over.
I'm not going to lie. He said he's picking Charles Oliveira, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what you said?
Looks like it, bro. Yeah, it looks like it.
Even though he's the man, he's not a pick we see often. It's usually Dustin versus Connor all the time.
Yep.
Or Connor versus Max. So him picking Charles, even though Charles is good, I'm impressed.
Mm-hmm. And this is something that we've seen before, right, Doc, out of Lepo, is he does go with some unorthodox picks, and it's weird to say, right, that Charlie Olives is a bit of an unorthodox pick, but you're right, we don't see him as often as you would expect. But he is such an incredibly well-rounded fighter there, Doc. I think that he's a little bit slept on, and especially with that blonde hair. He went Super Saiyan in this bitch, and he's ready to go, bro.
So one of the biggest, quick rundown of the character pick himself and how it adapts to Lepo here is Charlie Olives is a very good striker. He's a very good grappler. The main issue is it's like Izzy. He's too long. So you have a lot of good strikers in this division who are very good inside the pocket and very good at that range. Oliveira struggles with having very straight arms and being very long, so he more relies on a couple of those elbows. How that fits into Lepo's game is he's a very good striker and he's a very good grappler, as he especially likes a Kimura sub from the side control, and so you end down in that position, expect a Kimura, maybe a Gilly if you're very unlucky there, and that is what Lepo's going to do. He's a veteran in the game and he knows how to use that here, Don.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm scared to be in the pocket with Dustin because Dustin has hands of stone, and then he have the great health stats to go with it. So there we go, Cyrus. That's what he needs to do.
Yeah, look, he needs to give him no option, because if Big E and Dustin Poirier have anything to do about it, they are, in this fight every single step of the way and looking to land damage. But when he's on his back defending, positional advancements and submissions from ICB Lepo, that's going to tire him up quite a bit there, Doc, and slow the fight down to the advantage of Lepo.
Seems like Lepo has been taking tips and hints from the people in the T4H camp. Getting that single leg into that back take was a cincture of theirs. Going for the roly-poly approach of swapping between back sitting and backside, he does need to get some damage off. It's evident that Big E here knows the back mount is possible, and so he isn't going to give it up very often. There's always a chance of pre-denying the up get-up, but that does mean your backside reversal can lead to Poirier getting on top. He's going to need to readjust himself, re-establish himself. It's evident that Big E here is well adjusted to those types of moves on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, look, the B3 boys, man, they put themselves in danger each and every day. I was talking to Zach recently, and he's been training in the main streets of Tarkov, and I know that Big E's been putting in that work much the same like all of the guys in B3, and he believes that he is going to be defensively sound if it hits the mat and continue to come out on top in the striking exchanges. He's doing a good job of starting to try and put it on Lepo at the moment, but he's firing back, Jay. Lepo's more than happy to meet fire with fire.
Yeah, but I'm not fighting fire with fire if I'm Dustin versus Charles. I don't want to be in a fire with Dustin. I honestly don't. Bro has 5-star boxing. Why would you be in a fire with him, Doc?
He just wouldn't want to be, and I think that's why Oliveira's going for these takedowns, looking to make it dirty, make it gritty. The clinch working, as in real life, he's doing a very effective job here. If he can work the body, work the head as well with those knees, dig down on top, pay attention to J-bar, but manages to get the takedown here. Now inside control, it's a very favourable position. The sprawl position also allows a very effective gilly that can get you into top mount if he goes for it late. If you get in deep with it, it flips you into top mount, so it's very effective. However, Poirier manages to get up here, Joe.
Yeah, to me, this is what Dustin was trying to force to get up. He's trying to force him to put his feet on them cage, put it on the cage, just so he can force the up get up. That's why I think he allowed the right side get up.
Now, on the feet there, Jay, just to throw it back to you for a moment, we need to see Lepo start to fight this fight a little bit more at range, use those teeps, attack the legs, standing in the pocket and throwing hands is going to lead to you getting knocked out by Dustin Poirier.
Jesus.
He just stole the round, right?
Yeah.
I think he just stole the round.
To be honest, I think he already had it there. The boxing combinations overall were a lot more effective by Poirier. Just genuinely having a bit of difficulty. Fake glove touch? I'm not sure. But Lepo's showing his true cards here. He's playing like a man on a mission. He wants to take down. He's hunting for a sub. Not looking, he's hunting for one, and that's evident just by his general play style. He's a bit uncertain on the feet, and he just wants to grapple and make it dirty. And I think that maybe his downfall will continue going on his play. You saw during that round that it meant Poirier had a very easy time overall, but now you're going to a dangerous position there. He got denied, could go for a Kimura if he's lucky here, but instead his feet are against the cage, and he moves now to backside, Joe.
Yeah, this is where he wants to be. He want to be on Dustin backside because he was getting pieced up on the feet. And I told you, do not stand in the pocket with Dustin. That's a scary individual, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. And he had the flames in his face with B3's Big E. Decided to live up to the namesake of ICB being cold-blooded, takes the fight to the ground and is looking to submit his opponent right here. But the defense from the B3 faithful seems to hold true, though.
Yeah, it does seem to be holding true. That red bar creeping up well up ahead of the blue. Lepo making a reading up fairly early on, deciding to ditch it. I imagine he's going to either look for a dime or maybe look for top mount. At this point in time, you're just going around in circles. You're doing no damage. You're probably losing the fight, even when you have been in control for most of it, I would say. And that's probably what you need to do. Another takedown. I'm surprised Oliveira isn't as gassed as I would expect, to be honest.
Man, Charles has blonde hair now. That's why he's not gassed, because they actually gave him his blonde hair, and he got his tattoos. This is not the Charles Oliveira we seen last time. This is blonde Charles Oliveira. This is the truth.
It is, man, it is, and he is dangerous, and going after another submission. He caught him a little bit slack at first, but the defense looking pretty good. You know how quickly that blue bar moves up, though I don't think it will in this situation. Decides to bail their dog, and I think that's a smart move. Maintain position. Position over submission, 9 times out of 10.
It really is, and in this game, there's very few submissions that are viable unless your opponent's strained, and even then it gets kind of sketchy. The Bulldog definitely is one of the more riskier ones. You're looking for Kimura, an RNC from a legal position, an armbar maybe, and top mount may be the idea. If you go to top mount, you get the ground pound, you get a stun on your opponent there, then lace up an armbar. That's probably Oliveira's best bet here, because it seems like he's having a very hard time getting denials overall, and so maybe forcing that stamina to be drained from a position like top mount with the idea that back mount's been denied over and over again. I just think it's pointless to go to here as well.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, it's one of those ones, right? I have to say though, Jay, this is I think somebody said in the chat. I think JT Viper said in the chat, Oliveira sim fighting style, and I think that's accurate, Jay. I mean, he is approaching this fight as you should, up against the heavier hitter in Dustin Poirier.
I'm not mad at what he's doing,
because
do you want to box with Dustin is always the question. Like, that's his round. To me, it's 1-1 now.
Yeah.
He got to do what he got to do. He's a grappler. He has the most subs in UFC history. Do you want him to box with Dustin the whole time, Doc?
No, but it would be nice to see a bit more effective grappling. I think Poirier's doing a fantastic job at destroying it. Poirier's main goal here is to do a bit of damage, and then he can cruise, and it's going to force Lepo's hands here. If you do a fantastic amount of damage, just get a knockdown, a stun, anything, and then you cruise, or you engage in the grappling. Like so, that is what you want. Oliveira hoping for something, and now this is the time where all you do is you just play a reactionary game.
Go around.
And this is the thing, right, Jake? This is why you don't box. This is why you don't box with Dustin Poirier, right? I think that Lepo's having a bit of a problem right now getting in and out of the pocket. He finds an easy way in, but seems to get a little bit flat-footed and gets caught without exiting cleanly. And as a result, he's getting rocked more often than not there.
I'm not gonna lie, he gotta put his foot on the gas, either get a sub, or never mind, or here we go. Never mind. He heard what I was saying. He said, I'm stupid, Doc.
He realizes that he is going to need some form of stun, probably maybe a finish at the rate Poirier's going. He's just putting on pace every time. And you can outbox someone like Oliveira easily. It's just a case of whether or not he can find a range. Because if I'm Oliveira here, I'm getting ahead on the scorecards, and then I'm taking him down, and I'm just wasting time. That's what you're going to be doing, because the longer you engage with someone like Poirier, the more riskier it gets. However, to get ahead on the scorecard, you need to engage with someone like Poirier, and Poirier seems to be slightly ahead in that manner here, Jay.
Man, I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, he needs the big moment again, but I don't know how he's going to do it, because you don't want to be close to Dustin.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right, and it does look like a bit of an uphill battle as he gets rocked once again. But I tell you one thing about ICB Lepo, blood is in that guy's veins. He has many, many last-second knockouts and submissions. So Big E needs to mind all of his P's and Q's, pick his shots well, or Charlie Olives may get the knockout.
Oh my gosh! He smacked the canvas.
It's the wrong hook, but instead of just clipping him, it strikes him on the back of the head. And that puts Oliveira's lights out.
Jesus. Jay, I mean, that was, isn't that the second time tonight Duck the kick, tuck the hook to the face, sent them to the land of wind and whispers. That was beautiful.
Oh my gosh, his head hit the canvas. Like, I felt like the hook slept him, but then the canvas woke him back up. Then he went back to sleep again.
It's, I think you're right, Jay. I think you're right. You just seen that guy bobbling on that cage. But, no. Some of the strikes, right? You live and die by the sword. Lepo was in a position where he knew that he probably needed to get continue that. In reverse, B3, they do what they do. They live and die by that sword, man. All hands, all day. He did really good at defensively in the grappling exchanges doc. He, that can be really, really tough, especially against somebody like Lepo, who has really, really killer subs. And very, very often when you hit the mat with him, it can be, game over. So just to survive all of that, continue to work your game, and ultimately land that knockout in such devastating fashion. Massive props there.
Yeah, Big E, stay composed, because a lot of the time with those grappling interactions, you end up getting a lot of frustration. You get more annoyed at it, and it's just very difficult to do it. And so with that, Jay, you've got to imagine that Lepo really struggled to find out where he wanted to go after he realized Big E wasn't frustrated.
He had success in that second round. In the second round, he had success.
Yeah.
But besides that second round, Dustin was punching his head off his shoulders, guys.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, but you mentioned it, Jim. It's the power, bro. It's the power of Dustin Poirier. You don't want to box with that man, especially as somebody like Charlie Olives, who does get clipped quite a bit, but you've got to then capitalize. You've got to, kind of in terms of the grappling. He was not able to do so in the third round. Big E was able to bring a brawl out of Lepo, because we know that Lepo loves a brawl as well, and he got caught with it, but it was beautiful work and, beautiful destruction as a whole, as expected from the B3 camp. But that does take us on, Doc, to the next fight of this evening, the second fight of PrimeTime 65's main card. It is going to now be one of the newest members of a newly formed camp, Federal Dentists. Mate, they are here to take teeth.
Federal Dentists?
That's what they called themselves, bro. That's what they called themselves. And
oh my... You for real? Wait, are you for real?
That's what they called themselves, brother.
Bro, when I read that in the chat,
FSK and forming FD, also known as Federal Dentist. Looking at this, apparently Nigel was the owner, Optics, and FD Toxic are co-owners with Mr. FSK Fadnator, apparently having a 5% share in it. Looking,
so Fadnator, an investor in Optics, own camp there, Jay, but friends, maybe not quite into foes, but previous teammates. They've trained with each other IRL in camps, coached each other multiple times. I imagine they're probably sitting in a party together right now as they head into this fight. They are here to throw all sorts of leather and shins and bone across that octagon. I expect, I've said it a couple of times, nothing short of absolute fireworks in this fight. These guys, two straight killers, Fadnator and Optics, both champions in Primetime MMA, which is a difficult feat for many.
Federal Dentist.
You're still mesmerized by the Federal Dentist?
No, because I'm gonna tell you why though. Because I seen them type that in the chat, and I thought they said I'm a federal dentist, like I do people teeth, like you know what I'm saying? I clean people teeth. Now, okay.
I don't know the logic behind it, but I think I love the name just because of how insane it is.
Bro, they're not just here to separate you from consciousness. They're taking your teeth home with them. That's their trophies. They're not here for belts. They're here for teeth. I like it, bro. I like it. I want to see Optics come out now. He lost his belt. He wants to get back into those winning streaks. Same thing with Fadnator. Took a time away to help his teammate at the time, Optics, get that belt. He was successful in his mission, J-Dime. They now find themselves standing across from each other, looking to duke it out and find who can get that one step closer back.
Oh, hold on, wait. Do you see the record? Stop. Do you see the record?
No, what was the record?
741 to 52.
To 741 in the favor.
A lot of training, bro. You've got to remember, Optics was not on the level of Fadnator for the longest of times, bro.
I'm just saying it's a lot of games.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not even talking.
But now, telling you, things are different. Bright lights are on. Both seasoned veterans. Fadnator quite clearly has put more time in total, but Optics, being slightly the younger blood, looks like he's going to be trying to come and take this away from his sensei, if you will, as he opens up with a big front kick to start off this round.
Oh, he caught it too.
Things down to the leg there by Fadnator. He's already putting on the pace, but Optics is happy to come back fighting here. Psychic does sidestep it, and both of these guys seem to be having an enjoyable match, going at each other like absolute mental men tonight.
Man, what do they call? What do they call Optics now? Ooh, what do they call them? A cool dentist? What they call him?
He's the coolest, bro. He Dr. Doom almost out here. He's looking to absolute. Oh my! I thought that was about to land, Doc. That would have been some slick shit to kick off this fight. Talking about slick shit.
These two are just going at it. Any semblance of sanity within this fight seems to be going. This is going to be a kickboxing fight only, it seems, digging down up top, bottom, and head, and looking to do some spinny shit along the same lines here, Dime.
Forgot to say, it's my first time watching Fadinator in a while. I love watching Fadinator. Fadinator is one of my favorite fighters here. Forgot all about that, Cyrus.
Yeah, he is an absolute phenom of an opponent. You see these guys set in traps, elbow pull, does get punished for it though. Those are the types of frustrations that you can see occasionally when opponents are up against. What are they?
Having a pull war. They're having a pull war. Oh my God! They're having a pull war.
What am I seeing, bro?
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Who's in this pull war? Oh my God!
Oh my God! I've got tears in my eyes from this insanity. What in the world was that? I've got to be honest. That Stam is shot to shit. That barely surviving.
Oh my! Hey, did y'all see that? Did y'all see that pull war? Hey, I love to see it. They may be doing this on purpose, but I love to see a pull war.
Oh, bro, I'm speechless. I ain't gonna lie.
If this fight just goes on itself, it doesn't.
It's a pool party.
These two are just going.
Well, I know that these guys are good friends, right? They probably said, look, it doesn't matter who wins this fight. They're going to, keep everything civil and that, but they've approached this in a bit of a different way out here, J-Time. I mean, throwing caution to the wind, trying to live and die by it, that's fucking mental.
Hey, listen to me. Is this a title fight?
No.
They got it on 5 rounds, too.
They ain't going 5 rounds, trust. Like, I mean,
nah, they didn't care. They was here for action. They planned out to have a straight pool party. They planned this. Like, this was not random. They were sitting in the back saying, all right, bro, you want to have a pool counter war? Look at him, look at him.
Showtime kick. That's what I want to see now from Pierce. I want to see him commit to a Showtime kick.
Oh, both of them have that animation, too.
God, they both, don't they? So he just doesn't have the moveset, interestingly. It's a strange little quirk of the movesets. So, with that's the first round, the spinning kick, a lovely taunt there, gets met with a run kick low in retaliation. You've seen these two go literally for a pull war. The back side kick gets meant. Both of these were getting in the boxing, what seems to work. Possibly a case Superman punch attempted there, and now they're into the clinch game.
I thought that's.
Okay.
What did that?
Yeah.
That's banned.
I was about to say, there's a reason I haven't seen that here.
Well, maybe right now he isn't like. I think he may just be mashing his face into the controller. They were throwing all sorts of madness out here, and yeah, I mean that's a DQ, bro.
Hey, listen to me. Listen to me. He's playing the game with his feet right now.
Yeah.
He does not have his hands with controller. He's playing the game with his feet.
It's been an interesting fight.
That's a DQ for sure, but hey ho, it is what it is. We will sort that out. Let the matchmakers do their thing after this, but we will see which way this fight actually finishes. It looks like Badnator is trying to get this dub, bro.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think Optic cares if he win or lose. He's here for a good time, not a long time. He's on his Michael Chandler stuff right now.
He's not here for a long time or a good time. He's here for a concussive time, it seems like, especially with the pull elbow game, draining the Stam now, going for the back mount attempt here, and Fan is really putting the pressure on. We went from an insane first round to a more timid this round. Already, Optics has managed to DQ himself, now transitioning to this part, now goes into this, but decides to disengage.
Oh, hold on. I just thought of something. Warblock just gave me a thought. He said maybe him leaving FSK is fake too. Maybe they're buddy-buddy right now. Ooh. Hey, that just made me think, Cyrus. They're all planning this. They're in on it.
Yeah,
that's his third
so.
DQ.
I mean, I'll be honest with you at this stage now, with him playing out this sort of stuff. I don't know what you guys think. Do we play this out? He's already DQ'd.
He's already DQ'd.
No, you let it. Listen to me. I'm gonna tell you. You let it play out because this is his third DQ already. I don't think he cares about that right now.
Are we just going to add an individual loss at each time he does it now?
No, because Fadinator wants to play. You know what I'm saying? So we don't.
So you don't want to take away Fadinator's opportunity to get his
No,
highlights.
because Fad is really.
Oh, bro. Oh, bro. Please do that again. Please do that again. What is going on?
Hold on, you can't hit him.
This
Can't hit him.
is the debacle. Bearing in mind this is 20 to 1 in the morning UK Standard Time. And BST GMT as Looney rightly managed to have a couple issues with. But this is the second round. They've got to finish it within the next round. Can I just take that now?
No, let it play out. Let the round play out. The next round play out. Because even though Optic got DQ'd about 3.5 times, he's having fun. And he found a new tactic. Turning your back will take away. You won't get hit when you turn your back. I don't know how that knee didn't hit him or that kick didn't hit him when he turned his back. But that's UFC 4 for y'all.
4?
Oh my gosh. He done been DQ'd about a billion times.
Fair enough.
Hey, he done full guard.
And the stream. that would have been the ultimate thing. That would have been the ultimate thing.
Oh my god.
He's just accepting it.
Yeah, I mean, look, he knows that he's won this fight, no matter what, at this stage.
Oh my god.
And there it is. And there it is. The most ridiculous shit that we have seen in 4.5 to 5 years of running this this esporting thing that we have called Primetime MMA. It says optics on your screen, but that man's in for some troubling times. To be honest, we won't be seeing him for quite some. We won't be seeing him for quite some time.
To injury, it should be noted. Optics is just coming off a suspension.
Well, yeah, we won't be seeing that man for some time. So all you Optics fans out there, we apologize, but it moves us. Fadinator gets a W in his column. Obviously, that is a DQ win for Fadinator. That man is going to be on his way back to a belt at some point in the near future. I mean, I'm fucking bewildered, bro. I mean, what do we see?
Typing in chat, oh my god, Optics is the GOAT. That's definitely a take on something.
And who said that?
You did.
Are you sure? I was hot.
I was hot. Oh, fuck, man. Well, an interesting card continues as we go forward. Optics Fadinator debacle is now over with their doc. We have right up against STLK Ballon 69. I'm just going to call him Ballon as we move forward. A nice spot on the main card, a very, very visible one, and one that these two PlayStation standouts look to capitalize on.
Indeed. I was talking to Reaper about the STK camp. They were TMM. But they renamed themselves, and sadly, by Reaper's, I don't think Reaper was that massive fan of it. But instead, they've decided to go for the STLK camp.
So what does that stand for?
I don't actually know.
You're supposed to know this, Doc. Why don't you know this?
But I don't. I know Reaper was former TM, but that's about it. And Reaper, looking on here, is 7-3, ranked number 8. STLK Ballon looking to reach that point, go ahead and possibly put himself in line for a title contention fight. These two are looking for one hell of a fight in the lightweight division here.
Yeah, I expect big things. I mean, obviously, when you find yourself in such a visible spot on this, on a main card like this, it is a shorter card than normal. And just to kind of go over that, of course, there, Jay, for the guys that maybe don't know, there was a decision made, of course. It was the UFC London here today, as everybody that follows MMA knows. It was on much earlier than normal, pushed this event to a later stage, and as a result, of course, didn't quite match up for many of the guys' schedules. So much smaller card, but as a result, as we've seen, the absolute madness and action seems to come out past 12, bro.
This card has been insane. So we've had 3 fights back-to-back ending cartwheel kicks. We've had Lepo's fight in which he's come out like a complete nutcase, hunting for the grappling's sake. And then we just had the Optics and Fadinator's fight there, where the guy who lost won because he got DQ'd about 6 times. Jay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds like a hell of a night to me.
Well, as we wait for these guys to kind of get stood across from each other, they are just getting lobbied as we speak. We may as well take this opportunity to talk about our co-main and main event of this evening. Throw it to you first, of course, there, Mr. J Dime TV. We have BFAP Trixie up against ICB the Pug, and just to set the picture for you, of course, you know BFAP Trixie, a name that rings around the primetime halls of fame that we don't actually have set up yet, but I'm telling you, that man's going in there as soon as we can. He holds records after records, currently holds the record for the longest title defense or win streak within Primetime MMA. I expect him to be coming into this thing focused after dropping the belt recently. He is eager to get it back, but he is against an incredibly hungry up-and-coming opponent in ICB the Pug, joining the new camp along with Lepo that we saw earlier on this evening. This man has all of the skills to get the job done. He has been biting at the bit the entire evening and is ready to go as soon as that bell rings.
Okay, so we have BFAP Trixie. What they call him? I'm not the GOAT, but I fit the description. He's the GOAT. Prime time. He is. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. He got upset last week. Like, I've never seen that happen to him. Yeah. So I think he's gonna be very focused. He's gonna look forward to putting on a dominant show versus ICB the Pug. I keep forgetting what ICB stands for. I think
I'm cold-blooded, brother. I'm cold-blooded. Okay,
it stands for I'm cold-blooded. Well, the Pug is looking for a second upset of Trixie, because Trixie got upset last week. But I think the Pug got a chance. You know why? Because usually when people count you out, they give you extra motivation. Like, people say Trixie's a GOAT, but Pug is probably thinking in his head, he's gonna have to show me how good he is. You know what I'm saying, Doctor?
Yeah, and you got to imagine, if you're Pug, you're facing this massive wall here. Trixie is notorious for being the best. He puts anybody in champ into possible issues. Him against Dave, who knows who wins? Him against Fagnator, who knows who wins? Him against Caliber, who knows who wins? Him against Optics. We saw that. They're 1-1 apiece, and you got to imagine someone like Pug, if he can get this win, that puts him into title contention. And if he gets title contention, who knows what happens? We could be seeing an ICB champion.
Yeah, I mean, look, honestly, he is as hungry and as motivated as ever. I know that the ICB boys, being as cold-blooded as they are, have been putting the work in, trying to get those skills as sharp as they possibly could be to continue to march forward in the rankings and get the W's behind them. But tricky opponent across from him, of course, BFAP Dirty Dave in the main event against KM Caliber. The KM camp, man, I mean, people forget this camp's been around for a little while now. J-Dime, an Xbox staple within Primetime MMA. Interesting strikers on full display, and well-rounded mixed martial artists. No more so than KM's Caliber. He's going to be going into this one after a number of attempts in the past to get the belt, trying to finally secure it up against an old foe that he knows very, very well, in and out in BFAP Dirty Dave. Should be a barn burner, bro. I know Dirty's going to try and like make this fight dirty, but these guys have the skills everywhere.
Man, I'm really eager right now. I'm just looking forward to these main events, the co-main event, because as we know, anything can happen. Trixie got upset last week. Like, he almost got dominated. Yeah. Who would have thought that would have happened?
Exactly, brother. Exactly right. Now, we have looked forward at the co-main and the main event of the evening, but as eager as me, J-Dime and Doc all are, and hopefully all of you at home, these guys are lobbied up. They are ready and raring to go. Right, MMA lightweight is the weight class. Charlie Olives up against Justin Gaethje. We said that this was a little bit unorthodox. We don't normally see it, but as Mr. Humbleding pointed out potentially in the chat, Charles is meta now, man. He's got the subs. He's got the striking. You can use the Muay Thai style and keep your opponents at range, kick them apart. And obviously, I mean, look, submissions in this game, bro, if you can get good at them, especially with somebody like Charlie Olives there, Jay, you can end nights easy, bro.
He has 100 submissions. Like, not 99.
Really?
Yes, he has 100 submissions. Yes, wow. You can look at it. You know, I be knowing the stats a lot of times.
Oh, no, bro, you got them dialed in. I haven't loaded up my Xbox in a little while, so I haven't actually seen the updated stats personally, but that's impressive, and it makes sense. I mean, most submissions in UFC history, right? I mean...
Yeah, so you don't want to get caught with a sub, especially if you Justin Gaethje, because you already know what that feels like, Doc.
Yeah, and You've got to imagine just the pressure of Gaethje, though, is going to really be a massive disadvantage to here, because we've seen this fight play out. Instead of Gaethje, though, it was Poirier. So Oliveira needs to adjust, adapt, get a bit of that range on, and then start playing the cards here.
Well, they seem to be starting out trying to measure the range. Is Ripe MMA. That one seems to be fairly defensive, elusive with his movement, a lot of in and out. Appears he's trying to chop away at those legs from afar here, which could be a fairly good idea, Jay, because, of course, Justin Gaethje does have absolutely vicious leg kicks.
Yeah, he does. He has some of the best leg kicks in real life and in a game, but I think Charles Oliveira need to...
Oh, my!
No, don't throw that. Wow. But throw some teeps. Back Justin Gaethje up. Ooh, good takedown.
Now, this, of course, is where Charlie Olives gets his best work done. And Gaethje, I mean, that man might be the highlight because of his wrestling, dumping people on his head, but his jiu-jitsu doesn't seem to be that strong, Doc, and it can leave him in some precarious positions when he's got a, kind of absolute phenom like Charlie Olives with their submission game on top of him.
Indeed. Gaethje also known for his inability to get up without being subbed, and you saw Oliveira already get a deny, already playing tribute to the IRL ability of Gaethje to get up without getting subbed there. But we're back onto the feet now, looking for the Lakers, getting that jab established. Slip hook there does land against block, counter left hook also there. Both these guys playing an aggressive game. I would say the overall damage is going in the favour of Gaethje, but that could quickly change, especially with 2 minutes still left on the card here. Jay.
You know what's crazy? I think Charles Oliveira needs to stay in range, throw some straights when he throw that leg kick to take away that leg kick. You know what I'm saying? Clinch him, land some knees, make it a little dirty.
Yeah, use that full kind of mixed martial arts array to your disposal. You've got Charlie Olives, man. I mean, part of it is those clinches, right? The knees and the submission threats, the takedowns, mixing all of that together as well as he does makes him as dangerous of a threat as he is. Ballon is going to continue to try and use in and outs. It looks like Ripe MMA is content to fight that battle, but he is potentially losing a little bit of it, Doc, because he does continue to get pressed.
Yeah, he is getting pressed in the leg kick game, though, is something of note here. That left leg of Charlie Olives is very low. And with Gaethje's 5-star leg kick in the back end, you've got to know that leg kick won't survive for very much longer here, Jay.
Yeah, but I need to see teeps from Charles, some teeps when he's in close. Either clinch him or throw some elbows. I don't think he's fighting the right fight with Charles. I think he's just sitting back waiting the whole time, Cyrus.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think maybe those leg kicks give him a little bit of a hesitation at the beginning because he is blocking low a lot. That one does bleed through, though. And my God, Ballon turned into a Beyblade there. Let it rip. Absolutely went for it, spinning like no tomorrow. Almost caught Charlie Olives as well, but... I mean, look, this is an interesting first round. You can see that it's relatively close. Takedown for Ripe MMA. More strikes on one side than the other. Could go either way with a lot of time left on this clock, Doc. Both guys need to make adjustments now coming into the second round to really try to separate the boys from men.
Yeah, you've got to really make the adjustments, and this is where you do it. Lovely takedown attempt there to get smacked with a jab, and now Casey's starting that again like an absolute mental person, just working those blocks, working all the punches, and making sure they land each and every time here, Jay.
Oh, Charles blocking punches with his face right now. Like, I know in real life, right? You know when he gets dropped, he gets a +10 on his attributes. I don't know if it works like that on UFC 4, Cyrus.
It's got to, bro. Got to at least a +10, right? I mean, Charlie Olives, when he does get rocked, that seems to wake him up. Some guys are like that, man. They need to get in there, needs to get tagged a couple of times before they can really get into the full momentum. And Charlie Olives right now, I mean, as of recent, has had confidence through the absolute roof. He knows that he is the champ, feels like the champ, and coming into this game has a lot, like we said, Jay, a lot of tools that he can use. He just cannot fight in Ballon's game. He can't choose to, kind of stand and bang with Justin Gaethje.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't seen no teep kicks. I really need a teep kick from Charles Oliveira. I'm gonna lose my mind, Doctor.
Well, Gaethje's just coming at him, and the teep kicks are definitely what you want to be throwing there, as you mentioned. It's just create that distance, create that space, gives Oliveira a longer reach to use, and just allow for Gaethje to walk into his shots instead of him ended up just being a punching bag for Gaethje here lately.
Yeah, exactly right, bro. Exactly right. Ooh, slice across. This is a dangerous spot for Gaethje. A lot of time to work. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock.
Nice.
Right MMA, raining it
nice.
down, Jay.
This is what he needed. Right here, it's what he needed. He has 2 minutes to work. That's a lot of time. He could potentially sub him or do enough damage just to get him some momentum going into the next round, Doc.
Yeah, getting the damage done here could easily allow him to do it. He took a lot of damage over the course of the first round and the beginning of this round, but if you can make a comeback, do it in top mount, do it in side control, then he stands a very good job. Gaethje's got to be wary that he's punching with the hand on the head, and that allows a free posture up if Oliveira times it correctly here.
Yeah, exactly right. And I mean, those types of mistakes can cost you fights, especially with a savage like Ripe MMA and Charlie Olives on top of you. Getting that denial J Dime and slicing across the top mount like butter, damage is definitely going to ensue.
Bro, he done got that top mount about 1 million times since we've got on his ground. Oh, hold on.
Well, an armbar and a deny follows suit. Gaethje evidently got better defense in this game than he does in real life. And now top mount fires up there, does get denied, goes into half guard here. So you've got to imagine Oliveira is keen to get at least maybe a one more ground and pound session off as the round comes to a close here.
Yeah, you know that he was just waiting for it. He was attacking with the hand on the head once again and got an easy posture up with a couple of shots to go with it. Gets caught with it again, but that might have been the plan all along. Didn't work out for him there, Jay, until the very, very end. It can be a dangerous tactic. Maybe watched Paul Craig and decided that he wanted to allow his opponent to posture up to throw strikes so that he could get him gassed and try to throw on some submissions, but didn't pay out for Craig today. Not paying out right now on Stockton for his opponent.
I don't want to talk about that, Paul Craig. That was, listen to me. That was more than underwhelming.
Yeah,
he already going to get a nerf, and he just got put in this game. He just got put in the game. He about to get nerfed already, Doc.
Yeah. Words. What was I going to say? Paul Craig played like Ryan Hall, basically, and Oliveira this time around, though, isn't doing it. He's getting punched in the face. However, he did make a lovely comeback there, although he really needs to move his head. He needs to move his head or use the footwork or something, because if you're just going to stand there and get punched in the face by Mr. Gaethje, not Gaethje, Justin Gaethje there, you're going to have issues.
What did you call him?
Mystic. That's, I think he said this. But no, on a serious note, like, this is actually almost better for him, J Dime, being on bottom, even with Charlie Olives. He has a lot of advantages there, but Ballon aware of that and gets up. The problem is that when he's on his feet, he's just pure, man. He's in that pocket, fighting like he's Rocky Balboa. Okay. You can't fight in the pocket with Justin, man. I've said it before. I will say it again. This is what he needs.
That was a lovely takedown job.
Well, this is plus 10. That's all I'm saying.
Plus 10. You really do hope so. If Oliveira stands any chance of winning this fight now after being knocked down, he needs a finish. Standing there in top mount isn't what you can do. Rabbit punches only get you so far. Top mount is what he needs. Gets back into half guard, could time a posture up if his opponent decides to punch with the hand on the head again, this time deciding not to, but does at the same time. Interesting. And now we end up in top mount. Now back into half guard here, Cyrus.
They're writing out positions pretty well, right? I mean, obviously, trying to stay active on the ground is Ripe MMA, advancing positions actively. So he did mention in the chat a little bit earlier on that they were having some ping issues. Now, it did look very, very stable, low levels where before we went into this actual match. But of course, things could have changed panning out over the fight. Potentially.
Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on.
No, the escape. Look at the defense, man. That defense.
Whoa.
That was good. That was great shit.
Never mind, but that was not close.
No. Not at all, bro.
Well, you're going to see this plus 10. You're going to see the plus 10 Charles get after he gets dropped.
One shot allowed, but this could be dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
This might be it. This might be it.
Oh my gosh. Come back.
Oh, come back.
Oh my.
Come back.
Oh my God. That's a comeback. Don't quit. Do not quit. Hold on. Don't quit. That's a comeback. That's a comeback.
Oh, quit.
Okay.
God damn.
That's a comeback.
That was a comeback.
Oh my God. I just wanted to see the scores.
Yeah.
That was a
Look, understandably angry, right, when you're winning a fight and somebody comes back like that, but God damn right, MMA. Stay in there till the very end, Jay, and getting the job done.
It's not over till the fat lady sings. She didn't sing, and I told you, He got dropped, right? Would that lead to a takedown? That's that plus 10. Charles was a new man after he got dropped. He had to wake up. It took till later on for him to wake up. But that sense of urgency got him that win.
Well, it is Primetime 65. Doctor Who, the Damian Maya main, of course, J-Dime TV, Primetime Dime. We have our co-main and main event ahead of us. It is set to be an incredible set of fights back to back. ICB the Pug going up against an opponent that he knows very well, a man that was previously reigning over Primetime MMA and looking to do so once again, the one and only pound for pound record holder in Primetime MMA, Trixie Swifts, or BFAP. Trixie, as he is more formally known. These guys are going to be duking it out in the welterweight division here, J-Dime. We know that the Pug likes to bring a mixed game striking into his wrestling, but the same can be said about Trixie. He can do it all, so if he wants to engage in that world, he can. It's about how these styles mesh, right? In mixed martial arts, it's a game of chess, bro. It's about how they mesh and who's going to come out on top on that given night.
This is what we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see the best Pug we've never seen in our life. We're going to have to see the Pug firing on all cylinders if he's going to take down the man, the myth, the legend. I'm not the GOAT, but I fit the description. The GOAT, Trixie Swifts.
Well, the betting line is open. Doctor Who, like I've said it before, bro. I mean, these two guys are some of my favorite fighters to watch in this game period, in this community period, especially on the side of, like I said, ICP Pug and BFAP Trixie. I find their styles very, very compelling, and I find that, once again, I think for a second time in Primetime MMA, we get to see them match up and duke it out for our viewing pleasure.
So Pug is Usman, Trixie is Leon Edwards. Interestingly, that's a bit of a weird one. Trixie didn't ban an Usman pick, and so instead is now fighting him. I think he banned 5-star GSP of all people, and now this is what we are contending with. Trixie takes a lot of those shots to begin with, does go for front teep. Pug looking to circle out. It's like Pug wants to make this life difficult. His unorthodox striking capabilities is definitely going to be an interesting time to see if Trixie can get a read on. They've got 3 rounds to work. Unlike Trixie's normal 5 as well, Jay, so you've got to imagine that Trixie's going to start on the pedal quite a lot earlier here.
I think Trixie's just going to fight him from the outside, pick his shots, chop down the leg, just fight a very clean fight against a very dangerous Kamaru Usman, Cyrus.
Yeah, and I think that he's trying to do that. Of course, ICB, the Pug, needs to make this fight dirty, needs to try and take Trixie off his flow state that he likes to enter, because when this guy, settles in, makes those reads, he's a very, very hard man to stop. But like Doc said, it's 3 rounds rather than 5. So what we're seeing right now is Trixie being a little bit more urgent than we would normally see him in that first round. He's not normally used to this spot. He hasn't fought 3 rounds in quite some time, Doc. So trying to keep a little while ago when he lost it last time, right? But as a whole, he's a 5-round fighter. So the adjustment between 3 and 5 rounds is bigger than most people expect.
Yeah, the adjustments, especially when you're so used to that position, he's our longest reigning title holder, I'm pretty sure, so he's always been in that 5-round fight. This is their stream, not ours. It should also be noted that Pug went for a takedown. Pug went for a takedown. Oh, no.
Well, we can hope that this does not happen. These guys are normally very, very good. As you can see, Swift Tricks is the man streaming. His connection is absolutely fantastic on a normal day, but maybe some madness is happening today. I did not want to see it affect the fight here, J-Dime, because as we said, this was one of our standout fights from the very, very get-go.
Oh my gosh. Bro, this looks like 360p. This don't look like 720, 480. This is 360. This is like used to play.
That might be kind, bro.
This looks like PlayStation 2 graphics right now.
Yeah, I honestly think that might be a little bit kind. This is kind of like the quality you'd get on a Tamagotchi for anybody that was old enough to remember a Tamagotchi.
I am.
God damn, bro.
Well, this is an interesting debacle. From what I can tell, both of them going at it. A lot of jabs, a lot of straights, the body kicks, a clinch attempt there by Pug. Both of them going at it. It seems like it may have stabled out. Nope, it hasn't. Oh, Maybe?
Let's not curse it, Doc. We're just gonna go with we're gonna roll with the punches like the fighters are trying to do, right? And that is exactly what we're seeing. Going back to the body, much of the same. Does eat a couple of shots on the inside, and if we've seen anything from Kamaru Usman as of recent there, J-Dime, is that man does have power in his hands, so be wary of the straights that he throws down the barrel.
Man, they call him Nigerian Nightmare for a reason, but Leon Edwards is doing a great job. I'm not gonna say picking him up, but just breaking him down.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job breaking him down. You can even see it in the stamina too, Doc.
Yeah, the stamina has played a massive deficit. I think the biggest thing that Pug is going to be focused on here coming to that. Oh, good Lord, looking at those stats, I'm a bit more scared now for Pug. That's 5-25.
Significance. Their total strikes are about equal, Doc, but significance. I mean, God damn.
Jesus. But that strike lands, and that's definitely a significant strike. That jab also lands in retaliation. Both of these guys already going at it. No feeling out process coming into this second round. Only seeing a takedown attempt off of Kamaru Usman, if I'm not mistaken. Those jabs now coming out. The body kicks also. It seems like Trixie has found a knack for an opening on that body straight, but so has Pug for the straight to the head.
Yeah, but I like what Trixie is doing. He's getting his and getting out the pocket. He's not staying in that pocket for very long, Cyrus.
Yeah. Oh my God, brother. Trixie looking as clean as he ever has, given Pug all sorts of problems. Attack the body, and the rest will follow. J-Dime, we just saw a body drop. Perfection from Swift Trixie from everything we could see.
He folded him like a chair. Like a chair. Like some clean laundry. Like he just folded the Nigerian Nightmare. And he got an extra shot at the back of his head, too. Here we go. Watch it then.
Super necessary. Super necessary, he said.
At the end. It's completely necessary, as you mentioned. That was a fantastic strike. To quote one of the people in chat, some may say Trixie's striking is tricky to deal with.
Yeah. No, but on a genuine note, man, he is fucking phenomenal, man. Every time I think I've seen the best of Trixie, he comes out here and proves me wrong, J-Dime. And, I mean, he continues to set the bar higher and higher. That man is on a mission to get that belt back. The belt is up next, my man. We're about to see who he may be fighting in the future. I expect big things here. BFAP Dirty Dave recently getting this belt. Gonna try and ward off KM Caliber, who is hungry to finally acquire that gold that has been so elusive.
Biggest moment of his life is about to happen. Even though he's fought Dirty Dave before, if I'm not mistaken. He's fought everybody. Yeah. But this is the one. This is the one. And if I'm him, I got to be cool, calm, collected. I can't just be thinking about the moment, because you may live in your own head, Cyrus.
Yeah, exactly right. And this is the one thing, right? And I don't know if he's going to go down this route once again, but Caliber is a man that is known for wanting to do it, not just do it in any ordinary way, but he wants to do it in style. And he said that he was putting on a show here this evening. He has seen holes in the champ's game. He believes that he's going to go with an unorthodox pick and pick him apart in a way that has not been done to this date, Doc. But of course, BFAP Dirty Dave being the well-rounded kind of... I mean, look, he's an unorthodox guy, okay? Kind of like Tony Ferguson in some respects, in the fact that
he shoot a spear on you after he stun you. Calling that unorthodox is definitely an interesting debacle. The man wants you on the ground at any moment's notice. If he can't get you on the ground, he'll figure out a way to get you on the ground. Normally by stunning you. That's Dave's entire style. Caliber, on the other hand, he's unorthodox. Both of these guys are unorthodox, to put it lightly. Dave's more unorthodox with the wrestling. Caliber, on the other hand, is more unorthodox with the striking. And I'm not sure what's going on here. We do have the poster of Volkanovski versus McGregor, if I'm not mistaken, so that should be the pick.
I see Bruce Lee. That's not McGregor.
Yeah, he's going across to it. He knows what he's locked in. It's all it's all good, bro. I say he goes for unorthodox picks.
You never know.
Oh, I want to talk about this one.
But just very quickly there, Jay. This is what I meant by he normally goes by unorthodox picks. He would normally go somebody like Bruce Lee, right? But that's been the reason that sometimes he's dropped some of the fights at the more important moments in the past.
You should get to Trixie.
Yeah, and he's regretted it afterwards, right? So now he's in a position where he's taking this fight incredibly serious. He knows that he can't pick a lesser fighter and have that as a built-in kind of like excuse to it. He comes focused with the prime Conor McGregor looking to take off Volk's head but Dirty Dave is trying to stop him at all costs.
That's interesting. I'm gonna tell you why this is interesting because last update, Volk got a buff. Volk is tied with Israel Adesanya for the highest footwork now. He has a 99 footwork on this game, and then Connor has the 100 accuracy. So this may be a really interesting fight, Doc.
It may be indeed. Talking of unorthodox picks, you also got to remember that Caliber beat Trixie using the Oto Machida. Can we just say that just as a
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was a beautiful performance. I remember that.
Exactly, man. Like sometimes that unorthodox style comes with its benefits as well, right? I mean, you are fighting at some sort of disadvantage, but you have tools that your opponent isn't used to seeing, that isn't used to dealing with. And, I mean, look, KM Caliber is a guy, like many of those KM boys, who is really well and truly trained all aspects of this game. They are a group of guys that, much like myself, appreciate the animations within the game, and they try to make these striking sequences as realistic, as consecutive, and as clean as possible, J-Dime, which often propels them to success because perfection is the pursuit that they are following.
That's interesting. Connor started off with a leg kick to Volk. I was about to say, Volk is usually the one throwing them leg kicks, Cyrus.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's got heavy leg kicks, but Conor McGregor obviously trying to take him out of his game. Volkanovski, though, with the hands of Dirty Dave behind him, already pressing Conor McGregor up against the cage, potentially trying to set up that double leg that we know him so well for, though.
Both of them are playing quick and fast, and that's probably because they know each other's machines, so they're not trying to feel each other out, they're not trying to establish what each other's game plans are, they're just looking for the big counters here. Caliber starting there with a lot of stuff, does get a lovely takedown counter, and that is Caliber's game. He doesn't want to get taken down, he wants to keep this on the feet for as long as he can, and so far he's having a good amount of success with that.
And it's not that KM Caliber can't grapple. We've seen him employ that element of his game many times in the past. But of course, he seems to think that he has the advantage in the striking. Whoa. Although that isn't going his way right here, right now, Jay. A big rock for the champion.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. Now he's about to take this momentum. This may be over already. But this is where he want to be. He want to grapple with him. This is perfect for Dave right now, Doc.
Does a fantastic job there, getting that full GA now, going into that part. Does go for the back seat and gets it, interestingly. And we're probably going to see it.
Oh, he got that. I didn't think he'd get that.
Back mount, but then he goes into back sitting. Dave's cincture there. He knows how to get out of that position, so he's happy to get into it. When he gets into top mount, he's going to go a back mount as well, just to stop any former hard watching to get into the top mount denials. But now we're just going to go around in circles. It seems like backside here. McGregor may go for a back mount, or he may go for a posture up. Does do so, but get denied.
Well, honestly, I think if you're KM Caliber right there, he would have been happy to ride out some control time, decides to go for a bit of damage up against the champion. And I feel like he's doing a good job of checking some of the return leg kicks from Volkanovski. Has to be a little bit wary of his range, though, Jay. And, obviously doesn't want somebody like Volk, who has a deceptively long reach, to catch him at the end of those punches.
Yeah, oh my gosh. And then... oh, Connor's still dangerous, but I'm scared because Volkton already dropped him twice, Doc.
Yeah, Volk's dropped him twice. Volk got power. The leg kicks, again, Shake probably reduce Volk's power, so it's a very dangerous situation. I don't know who would win in terms of pure engagement against these two. My bet would be McGregor, just because his legs haven't been checked as badly here, Looney, but you've got to imagine that Dave still putting the pressure here. He's confident in his power.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, he feels that, obviously he has some momentum here. And you know what Dave is going to do? He's going to continue to make Caliber think about his hands. And then when Caliber starts to respect his hands, he's going to go underneath and attack those legs. I think that Caliber's such a veteran of the game, somebody that has come up against Dirty Dave and watched the tape, that he knows that. Though, he knows that, Jay, and I feel like that's his number one priority, which is maybe putting him a little bit off his striking game. As the rounds continue, 5 rounds in total in this fight, he needs to settle into that and dial back those shots to start to catch the champion, otherwise he's playing straight into his game.
Ooh, Conor started off strong, though. That Conor power is evident, Doc.
Yeah, it's once he figures out Dave's moves and once he starts landing, he lands. It's just in case he's got to work it out you see there. Once Connor starts landing, he's got him caught. He got some stun lock into that position, and he starts working. It's just it's lovely front kick, putting on his pressure now, and spin kick as he sidestep, and as he does a slip straight, and that could have been it. Does get the block there, straight down the middle.
Damage. This is all adding up. KM Caliber looks to be trying to take the gold right here, right now. J-Dime, absolutely phenomenal work with the champion, trying to muster some response.
I'm not gonna lie, Folk head health is getting low. He is taking a bunch of shots, and I don't know how he's still standing, Doc.
I don't know how he's standing. I think the chin, the recovery may just keeping him in. McGregor's doing a fantastic job, landing shot after shot. A good performance by both of these opponents. The round reset, and so far Caliber's winning this round.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming into the second round with something to prove, but he does get caught. And now the champ is trying to switch the tables. But, I mean, the takedown's just so hard against Caliber, man. This guy really does know this game inside out there, Jay.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a great fight, but if this goes to the next round, he's going to have a big stamina advantage. I don't think it's going to the next round. Never mind. He's going to have a big stamina advantage over Connor. Oh, my gosh, it's not. Ooh.
Brother.
Oh,
how is he standing, Jay?
How is he standing? Bro, his takedown defense may have been the best I've ever seen because he won't get taken down.
Yeah, man, he is all over that shit. I've told you, man, KM Caliber, guy that drills and drills and drills, fighting with some of the best in the business, the most entertaining strikers around, most, or some would say, and of course, training that takedown defense is key there, dog, and he gets another knockout.
That's a fantastic job. They're doing that now. Again, he clinches and he puts him against the cage, which is a really interesting way to deal with it. Like, you get the takedown defense and you punish your opponent very heavily by sticking them in the cage and allowing them to any distance they have created in the cage for you to take over that distance instead.
Looks like Dirty Dave is now trying to find a reset, but KM Caliber says reset
It's over.
and we may be seeing a new champion.
It's over. It's over. He's finally won it. We have a new champion. KM Caliber
is now the champion.
I believe, Doctor, correct me if I'm wrong, my man, since you've been around for quite a long time as well, the second KM champion in primetime history. Caliber gets his hand raised here this evening. We said that it was the elusive kind of goal or target that he had been knocking at for quite some time, but my God, did he get the job done here this evening, and damn did he have to fight through some tough water to get there.
That first round looked sketchy. That first round looked really, really sketchy for Caliber. They looked dominant, but the takedown defense, the counters, the punishing of the takedown. Every time Caliber had a takedown attempt, he would punish it, stick Dave against the cage, reset himself, and that put Dave in a position where he had to reset himself as well, and he would lose all momentum. And with that, that was a one hell of a fight for him to put on there.
That's crazy. That was a crazy fight. It don't matter who won. That was a crazy fight, but Caliber got the job done.
Yes,
that's crazy.
Yes, he did, sir. Yes, he goddamn did. Commiserations to the now former champion in Dirty Dave. That man is a savage in the cage, has a lot of skills there, Doc. We know that he does. Looked really good here this evening, but Caliber was able to get that job done. He was able to do just that little bit extra, wanted it that little bit more, and ultimately we now have a new champion. KM Caliber is his name.
Yeah, Caliber did an absolutely fantastic job. You look at those stats, he lost the first round. That second round was going in the favour of Volkanovski. That first round was going in favour of Volkanovski. Second round, not so much. Those 2 knockdowns and 3 stuns.
Yeah, a way to change momentum, right? It was a great setup. But I will say, unless you guys have anything else you want to say on this evening, thank you for tuning in to Primetime 65. It has been an absolutely phenomenal night of fights. Each and every one of the competitors, stand up, take a bow, win or lose, you did fantastic. Another shout out, of course, is we have just reached past 1,000 members or 1,000 followers on this stream here this evening. So much love to each and every person within the community there, J-Dime, Doctor Who, all of the guys like yourself behind the scenes, the competitors and the followers at home. Your support is continued to be appreciated, and we will be back next week with ever more action with the Primetime Guarantee. Reigns true once again, guys. Reigns true once again.